like your girlfriend, but hotter.
What up, y'all? I am your host, Young Smooth, and you are listening to another episode of Kicking It with Young Smooth, the podcast where I chill out. I rant about a couple of things, some ratchet, some ridiculous. Yeah, no, most of it is what it is. But, let me tell you something. I am super, super excited. I think I told y'all last week, about me being full at this point and getting answers that I needed from everything, and then just kind of getting back to work in a certain kind of way right now is completely awesome. So I'm very, very happy. I hope you got a chance to check out my Neffy interview. Hopefully my next interview will look a little bit better. I think I realized why there's a lagging situation, and it was an internet thing, so hopefully this will be better. Who only knows? The God is the only one that knows, but we shall find out. So did y'all get to kick that lyric from last week? If you didn't, it was already delivered to you. Special delivery. Y'all, it was Keith Murray. I was sitting in my car and I thought about it and I was like, yo, this is This is the most amazing track. Like, just when he said, what did he say that I loved in that kick that lyric? What he said that I loved was, so other than him being like, $150 your face and butter your throat, because that's just a fucking line, but when he said, authentical metaphorical lyricist, sharp descriptive writer, killer biter, panty raider, party exciter, yo Murray, what the deal, how you feel? Yeah, got him. What I utter. And you got it, Tim, and hesitated like a stutter. Oxymoron, don't be dumb. I school niggas like the United Negro College Fund. I said, you know what? I have to repeat it. Like, I have to absolutely repeat it. It was genius. And it was genius at its best, and it's still one of my favorite fucking verses. Don't forget, because I just jumped into the shit and just didn't even tell y'all where y'all can find me, like y'all don't know by now. But I mean, you know, you could tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. I mean, I ain't gonna keep asking, but I am gonna say it. You can find me on SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, Google Music, which is now YouTube Music, which means that you'll need your Google Podcast player to do the podcast, Spotify, and also don't forget about the YouTube show, which is Kicking It with Young Smooth Podcast, which every Friday at 10 p.m. we have a new guest. My next guest is my man, the Tilted Crown Conversation King. Kojo will be in the building, so I'm super ecstatic about that. I love the fact that y'all just like randomly hit me up. I was like, yo, can we do it this week? I'm like, yeah, absolutely, sure, why not? I'm here for it. Okay, anyway, moving on to the Kick That Lyric. The Kick That Lyric this week comes from, let's see. Sorry, y'all about to hear some moving around. I apologize in advance because I need to move this in a certain kind of way. So I'm sorry that you heard that, but I'm not editing it out because I don't care. It just is what it is. So it comes from the top selling girl group of all time, of course. It's very recognizable. But what I've noticed in my travels is that it does not get played. Like, this verse does not get played. I know that it didn't get played on non-urban radio, but after a while, like, if they just play it in the mix or whatever, nobody ever plays this. And I think that it is one of the most iconic rap lines, and I'm like, why do we not play this? You'll understand what that is in a moment because I'm going to read it there. Mm-hmm. See, if you cannot spatially expand my horizons, then that leaves you in a class with scrubs never rising. I don't find it surprising if you don't have the G's to please me and bounce me here to the coast of overseas. So, let me give you something to think about. Inundate your mind with intentions to turn you out. Can't forget the focus on picture in front of me. You as clear as DVD on digital TV screen. Satisfy my appetite with something spectacular. Check your vernacular. Then I get back to you. With diamond-like precision, insatiable is what I envision. Can't detect acquisition from your friend's expedition, Mr. Big Willie. If you really want to know, ask Chili. Could I be a silly hoe? Not really T-bars, and all my senoritas are stepping on your felines, but you don't hear me though. Come on, y'all. Y'all know who this is. It's very, very simple. But I had to do it because I absolutely love this verse. And next week we'll reveal who it was. But don't forget, you can always hit me in the DMs on my Instagram at Kicking It with Young Smooth Pod. You know what I'm saying? And you can actually do that on Twitter too as well. It is KIW, something like that. I don't know what I did, but whatever. It's Kicking It with Young Smooth. Y'all know what it is. So make sure y'all hit me and let me know if you figured out what that particular Kick That Lyric is. Alright, so moving on to the Ratchet and Ridiculous. DC Young Fly explains why he wouldn't want to take over the hosting duties on Wildin' Out. Alright, so by now, many of us know a few months back, Viacom terminated their relationship with Nick Cannon following comments he made on his podcast. His hit series Wildin' Out is under the network, which left many fans wondering what would happen to the show. During a recent interview on The Breakfast Club, DC Young Fly, Chico Bean, and Carlos Miller, who also have their own show, the 85 South Show, talked about the show's impact on their career, whether they would return without Nick, and what's next, and more. DC Young Fly was asked if he would host the show, seeing as how many people thought he was being groomed to be the next host. And he said, I want for it to be given to me from the OG. If his shit is not corporate didn't hire me. Nick hired me. I would be a backstabber for, it would be a backstab for me to go for me to be like, all right, corporate, that what y'all want me to do, but I know how the game gets. Y'all don't fuck with me like that. Y'all only fuck with what I can bring to you, and I wanted to be part of a family. He continued to explain that on the set of Wild 'N Out, they were like family members each time they were on the set working with each other. DC stated that at the time when Nick faced backlash, it was initially hard to find him because he needed a moment to himself. Nonetheless, they are still behind him and supporting him. So I think that is super dope. I actually got a chance to see the clip of DC talking about it, and I respected him because probably the way I read it did not come off quite the way he said it. However, yep, that went down the wrong way. Hold on one second. Sorry, that's not a COVID. That was, it felt like some dust. Okay, so, anyway, no, but I really do feel DC on that, though. Like, I feel like that is a amazing portion of your character. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, your character wasn't to be like, oh, let me go ahead and do what you want me to do for you, boss. How can I help you, boss? I'm just going to go ahead and do X, Y, Z. Nah, you really thought about it like, yo, he created this. Why would I even put myself in that position? But the fucked up part about it is there are a lot of niggas, and I'm going to say it, there are a lot of niggas that will do shit like that. Like, oh, you know, you gone to the side now, oh, and they just give me the chance to step up. I'm gonna go ahead and step up because it's feast before famine, and you'll always throw yourself in the mix beforehand and not think about the other person. Like, yo, that was his baby. That was his brainchild. How you just gonna have somebody else host it? Like, it's okay. Nah, because Viacom, y'all greedy motherfuckers, and you want to continue to make bread off of something that man brought to the table and created. Now, I ain't gonna say that Nick said what he said on his podcast, and I will not say. I'll say it like this. This is probably gonna be the unpopular opinion, but Nick brought his feelings about the Jewish culture to the table the same way that they bring it to the table in their homes when they call us niggas. The big difference is that you did it on a major platform. But I feel like white people still say the shit in their car where we can't hear them. But this time, instead of it being in your car where nobody could hear you, you said it and it was on a major platform. And now they're like, oh, well, you feel this way, we taking everything from you. It's the weird thing. I'm not trying to shoot myself in the foot like that, but I understood what he was saying, but I think that the timing and tactic of it all was wrong. What I do believe is that DC did that and answered that question so well. He was like, yo, it would not make sense. If it's not coming from Nick himself, who made that and had that type of control. The only control that Viacom has is the distribution of it. And that's where we're fucking up in entertainment wise. Like, yo, other than YouTube, which is amazing, by the way, let's be clear. Other than that, we don't have that. We don't have a lot of distribution power. There's not a lot of people of color in those seats, and that's another seat that we need to be in. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, yeah, Tyler Perry might want to do everything and delve out everything for himself and do it by himself and all of that. That's great, but a lot of that there's still distribution power that we don't own, and we need to own that as well. Because not only is it about putting out that content, but it's about making sure that content gets put out correctly. And, you know, so those are some things to think about. But, again, salute to DC Young Fly. Shout out to the 85 South Show. The shit is still fucking phenomenal. Y'all found a new way, even in this pandemic, to make it happen. And I'm so excited, so proud. I have watched that Busta Rhymes interview 101 times. And right now we are 2 days away, because I'm recording this on a Wednesday. We are 2 days away from Extinction Level Event 2. The Wrath of God. I cannot wait. Busta done got in shape. Busta look good. Did I use that? Was that an article I used? Yep, I sure did. I will talk about that later. Anyway, moving on. Jim Jones weighs in on Birkin bag debate and suggests black handbag designers be highlighted instead. Okay, for the last few days, fans and fellow celebrities have chimed in regarding the ongoing debate surrounding Birkin bags, and now it's Jim Jones's turn to give his opinion. Talking to social media, Jim Jones posted a video about all the Birkin bag hype and suggested that being black, that we get black handbag designers some shine instead. I'm not mad at that. I'm really not. Jim Jones threw his Birkin bag opinion in the ring and posted a video stating that while he agrees with everyone is entitled to have a preference regarding the incredibly expensive handbag, he thinks that your money would be better spent on black handbag designers and brands. He captioned the video by writing, "Somebody tag a dope black or Spanish designer that got some drippy luggage bags or purses, but they gotta be drippy, good leather, and all that. I want to see something real quick. Fuck Birkin, and Kelly got something better to do with my 15K, and that's that. I wish you would really write and use the fucking vowels, people. The shit makes me mad when y'all don't do that." The starter kit, LOL, bet none of our favorite rappers, actors, entertainers post this, LOL. I hate niggas. I just don't iOS press release any of this. This is ridiculous. Okay. As previously reported early in the month, Saweetie set off a fierce debate when she made a comment about Birkin bags while on live during her single release party, and Quavo in the background. She stated, "If he not getting you a Birkin, if he not paying for your bills, then throw that nigga back to the streets. Okay?" I had to put that moment of silence because y'all already know what's about to happen. So then Lil Yachty said some shit. I don't really give a fuck about that. While the overwhelming, you know what, fuck all this. Okay. Let me tell y'all something real quick. This be the reason I talked about this last week, the level of divisiveness. This is why we are divided as a people. You worried about a bag, bitch. Let me tell you something. When Chanel, Prada, Dooney & Burke, Louis Vuitton, any of them, when they get your money and then they capitalize it and they make that into personal investments. You're worried about something that will, one, deteriorate over time, deteriorate in value over time. You're worrying about a nigga paying your bills. Bitch, do you know pussy is abundant? It is plentiful. So, just as quickly as you think that Quavo is going to continue to pay your bills, when his shit dries up as well, you will be broke too, worrying about a nigga paying your bills. Where are you stacking your money? Where's your funds? And I will say that Tiffany Haddish brought up a good point, because my grandmama used to bring up that same point too. If, for whatever reason, you have a bag, but you do not have the same amount of money that you spent on the bag to put in the bag, then there is a problem. If a nigga not buying you a Birkin, you are so materialistic. Yo, just when I wanted to like this girl, I was like, all right, yeah, she doing the covers, she doing all of it. Nah, I'm tired. I'm done. I can say this as a happily married man of 15 years. Like, real talk, sis. You're gonna be washed up, and if I'm not mistaken, your mother was a mother. Oh, you know what? Oh, don't go there. Don't do it. Don't do it smooth. Nope, do it smooth, because it makes sense. Wasn't your motherfucking video vixen at one point? And you see how well that career lasts, and you see how quickly shit changed like that. Like, motherfuckers is only banging with you. And I'm not saying this for this to be an issue, but I am thinking out loud, like, yo, we continuously do this as a people. We don't even fucking want to support black to begin with. Okay? Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. This shit is very difficult. It is. I am not going to lie to you because there is so many jankiness. But you are so willing to put your whole situation, your whole reputation out there for if a nigga ain't buying you a Birkin. Like, yo, this materialistic shit in rap and in the female genre of rap is becoming tired. And you talking about somebody that is supporting female rappers. Like, I love it. I love when you spit bars. I love when you have another opinion, another outlook on life. But this shit right here is becoming ridiculous. As much as I like tapping. I was like, oh, I'm about to fuck. I love tapping because number one, it's short. So, you know, I'm all about the bay. I love the bay. But I'm really at a point where I'm like, girl, I can't support you right now because what you doing is being divisive. You're being, and you're not intentionally being, you just thinking that, oh, you just gonna show off a Birkin bag. Nah, it means so much more. It's more than just the bag. It's the way in which you going about it. Like, yo, your whole sentence was, if the nigga is not, excuse me, let me repeat, let me be clear. Let's be clear. If he not getting you a Birkin, if he not paying your bills, yo, Beyonce had y'all fucked up since the 90s. First of all, when bills came out, y'all motherfuckers was still living with your mother, so what bills was you paying? And what are we paying bills for? Now, if I'm living with you, and I'm your man, by all means, absolutely, the bill's gonna get paid because we got to live in it. But if we fucking, bitch, what am I paying your bills for? And if a nigga just paying your bills, real quick, you a hoe. Oh, don't nobody want to talk about that? Oh, don't nobody want, oh, okay. Don't nobody want to say nothing about that? You a hoe. If a nigga's paying for something for you, because clearly what are you giving up? Because let me tell you something. Just because she ain't say what she was giving up for it. The bigger issue is 9 times out of 10 you're giving up pussy. Like, let's be clear. Is it on? Because I don't know nobody. Look, I don't know nobody to the end of time that ain't paying for something. But if you were specifically going out for a Birkin bag, I ain't saying that you got to be the leader of all black people, but you should, with a platform, make yourself look a little bit better. Because, bitch, your fucking career is hanging by a sliver. Y'all niggas can tap in all you want to, but keep in mind that all she ever did, we ain't got nothing new and creative from her yet. Now, you could argue, oh, well, Megan did Girls in the Hood, and that was from the Boys in the Hood thing for NWA and this, that, valid point. Absolutely. However, we have also gotten creative endeavors from Megan that were completely different beats. Why we keep getting the same shit from this chick? And y'all want to listen to her. Like, and come to find out her mother was a video vixen too. Girl, bye. Sit down. Why am I now? One would argue, well, why is it all up on your chest? Why do you care? Because this narrative has been painted so long. You don't want nobody to call you a gold digger, but the first thing that you do is go out and look for the gold on a nigga. I'm gonna say it again. You don't want to be called a gold digger, but the first thing that you do is go out and look for the gold on a nigga. But you missing a real good dude. Then you mad because here's the thing. The nigga with the gold and the money becomes power. Power is like, yo, I can do what the fuck I want to do. What the fuck? I can fuck you, and your mother. Come on, yo. Think about it. Like, it's so much deeper than just the Birkin bag. Like, I know that went completely left. I understand that. I know that whole situation was like, well, damn, Smooth. Like, that was a lot. Yeah, but sometimes it's not just the surface of, oh, you asking for a bag. But it's like all of these motherfuckers asking for pay your bills and this, that, and the third. When do you... what happened to the independent woman? You know what I'm saying to you? Because I want somebody that got their own. Like, I'm still on that shit. I want you to have your own. Because whatever you got, I can add to it. I'm going to add to it. I'm going to make sure that you straight. I'm going to make sure that you can still have your piece and do what you got to do. But I'm definitely not out and out going to be like, oh, damn, you got some good pussy. Let me pay for your bills. Because that's pretty much all you ask for at this point. The fuck? Stop using your pussy like this, bitches. Stop using your pussy. Because you don't want to be called a hoe. You don't want to be a motherfucking trick. You don't want to be a prostitute. But yet, in this particular way, you're using your pussy. Stop using your I'm saying that. I am 100% saying that. Stop using your pussy. Stop it. It's ridiculous. Like, no, I get it. I understand that, yes, as a woman, you should always have your value. And I'm definitely one to say, because I remember so many women saying it to me that and in my youth, and it's not like, you know, like they were saying it to me, but I've heard them say it where it's like, you know, a wet ass and a dry pocketbook don't match. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. That's true. Get your money, boo-boo. I understand that. However, I feel like me personally, I know this is just a real wild personal opinion. I just feel like the Birkin bag meant a little bit more. Anyway, moving on. The snowman is coming with the Kang. I'm excited. I'm excited to say that the Snowman and the King T.I. versus Jeezy to start versus season 2. Who you got? This is a hard one, yo. If I'm going to be very, 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 very honest, this one is a hard one. I don't know. One of the best manifestations of this uncomfortable corona pandemic has been the versus battles that kept spirits up during quarantine. After a brief hiatus, season 2 of Swiss Beats and Timbaland's dose of concrete hip hop contention will have T.I. and Jeezy facing off against others, against each other. I'm sorry. I wish this person would stop texting me. Early in the week, Busta Rhymes had called for T.I. for a battle. However, the King passed, and shortly thereafter, Jeezy popped up saying he wanted to smoke against the fellow trap rapper too. The game seems to have gotten its wish with verses, announcing T.I. and Jay-Z, T.I. and Jeezy are first up in a new season. Per the official Versus IG, it goes down November 19th at 5 p.m. via Apple Music, with drinks courtesy of Diddy's Ciroc brand. Of course it is. Sorry. Some of the initial first season battles included Brandy versus Monica, Joe Scott versus Erykah Badu, Nelly versus Ludacris, and Bounty Killer versus Beanie Man. I'm not going to go on to Tip's caption because it says Tip's caption was YKWTFGO, and Jeezy did so with What's a King Without a Crown. You know what? I don't know what that nigga shit is. Don't judge me, okay? But I am excited for this. And now, who do I have? I really don't No, I think I'm actually, to be honest with you, I think I'm actually going to be here for that one. Like, I feel like that might do numbers like Brandy and Monica for real, for real. I really do. Number one, both of them are legends in the trap music, the Southern era. Like, I want to say it's a draw for me, and I couldn't say that was one side or the other. Just like with the whole Brandy and Monica situation, like that was a draw for me too. Like I really don't know. I really don't know. And it has to be for me because I knew each song. So like, yo, I was there throughout that whole time, and it was a party and a movement for a kid that loved R&B and loved that 90s and loved my era. And I was like, oh shit, like I really don't have one hating over the other. I remember a time of, being that I want to be down and best friend kind of person. And I remember the time of, kicking in the door and smacking a bitch. So I got both sides of that, and that's what's up. And that's the same thing with T.I. and Jeezy. Like, there are some songs that we still bump of Jeezy's to this day in every club mix. Like, it still happens. And T.I. too. And it's like, yo, I've never not heard nobody not bump both of them. And it's like, yo, so many songs flood in my head that I just can't even think right now. But yo, like, that is going to be epic. So I really feel like they're starting season 2 off with a bang. As far as like Busta Rhymes calling them out, it is a hard thing. Busta, I love you down. You are one of my favorites. One of my favorite artists. Yeah, so that's gonna be a little difficult though, Busta, because who's really, put it in my comments, put it in my DMs, who is really going to battle Busta? Like, me and Tone talked about this once, but who is really going to battle Busta? You're talking about somebody's career that almost spans like 3 decades, sir. Well, no, I'm sorry. What let's say 90s, 2000. Yeah, roughly, almost. Yeah, so I don't got it. I just don't. I don't got it. It's like it's like yo, you can't. Maybe. This is a maybe. Maybe it could be Nas and Busta. Hear me out. I understand that the musical stylings go very differently, but it's both. Hey, I know you hear me moving this shit again. It's both a love for New York, because at the end of the day, y'all know for a fact that we'll never get a Nas and Jay-Z situation. I think if we did get a Nas and Jay-Z situation, because let's be clear, Timbaland and Swiss could pull it off if Jay was out of his bag of, I don't, because he's on such another upper echelon, you know what I'm saying to you? But I do think that would be a fucking amazing. As a matter of fact, I want to say that anything can happen. Anything can happen, because if y'all pulled out Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle and this generation here, this here today, don't know nothing about Gladys or Patti. And for me, in that, Patti would have won for me because of the fact that all of the songs that I heard from Patti were recognizable. I even knew them when, they got reused in rap stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Patti LaBelle became more recognizable for me. And I of course, I know who Gladys Knight is, but the music itself became more recognizable for me. And my mother loved Patti. So for me, hands down, Patti was going to be a winner. But if you can get that to happen, I would only imagine that we could get a Jay and Nas. That would be great. I wouldn't even do it for a versus battle. I wouldn't even want to say it as if it's like, they back at it again. It's a whole eat the takeover situation. No. That's already dead. All of that's already squashed. They already way grown. But if you want to talk about for the culture and just share entertainment, Jay, if you come out of your bag for a minute and wherever you at and what you doing with the babies and all that, that's great. Be a dad. We're not saying that, but what we are saying for the culture, because you've given so much to it, If you give us this last one, we would be very, very happy. But if it does not become a Jay and Nas situation, a Jay and Busta Rhymes situation, I'm sorry, a Nas and Busta Rhymes situation would satisfy. Just, two epic kings of New York, of New York, doing a thing. I think that would be super epic if we can't do Jay and Nas. I think that is a thing. Speaking of Busta Rhymes, it's gonna be a whole Busta Rhymes show apparently. Shit. Busta Rhymes shows off rock solid abs. 50 Cent throws light jabs. Why am I not surprised? Like, where I got this from, I'm not surprised that even said that. Busta Rhymes has always been a larger-than-life figure, but that also translated to his physical appearance over the years. Taking ownership of his health, the Dungeon Dragon, I just had to do it, don't judge me, got serious about fitness, and now has the rock-solid abs to show for it. In a before and after photo posted on Instagram, the 48-year-old rapper shared a side profile of himself shirtless with a lot of weight around the midsection. In the corresponding photo, Busta Bus is seen lifting his shirt and showing off a six-pack he earned. Thank you, sir. I'm going to explain why I'm saying thank you in a second. In the caption of the post, Busta gave a strong salute to his trainer and nutritionist for getting him on his path. And his IG post read, "Don't ever give up on yourself. Life begins right now. My dedication is different. I would never put out an album and not be in the best shape of my life. I respect myself too much and respect y'all too much. I'm only here to inspire." Catching wind of Busta's achievement, Troll Master Supreme 50 Cent took a short and compared Bus to the shirtless Tracy Morgan, writing in the caption of the post, "They really kind of look alike, right? I hate him. I don't like him. I hate him so much. LOL, he gonna curse me out when he wake up." Yeah, he is. However, in the next slide of the photo, Busta and Morgan and Fife salute Bus on getting himself back in tip-top shape. Great work, Busta Rhymes. Yo, thank you, Busta, because Busta's showing y'all that it can be done at any age. I am actually going back on my path to try to get back there myself. I don't know. I'm at 37. I think I do. I want to get a couple of cuts, couple of builds, you know what I'm saying? Try to make it look like something. Hopefully I'll even start vlogging it. I really hate doing that. I really do. I've done it once and I just felt like, oh, look at me, Jim Fly. It makes me cringe to do it. But I think that it will, because everything else for the last 3 years has already kind of been documented at that point. I really think that it would make more sense to just go ahead and document it and put that out. Honestly, to be truthfully told, to have truth be told, I really honestly don't know how I am doing any of the things that I'm doing. I really don't. And I don't know how I'm doing it and not taking care of myself. And those are the things that need to happen. And so Busta Rhymes, who has been my inspiration, who's my rap inspiration as well. And the reason for that is because, like I said, I think I may have said this last week, but Busta is fucking nominal. When you talk about, like, I just remember, like, yo, when he was like, yo, kid, yo, son, you got paid place to the back. You know what I'm saying? The niggas from the front seats to the back seats gotta feel you. Like, that's how you do a whole arena. That's how you do a whole arena, God. Like, to think like that had always been my thing. Like, big is the way to go in my life. Like, it's either go hard or go home. And I'm like scouting personal trainers now. Personal trainers that do nutrition as well. Just trying to figure out what is going to work best for me. I need somebody to push me, but don't push me too hard, because you push me too hard, I'm going to stop. Which is weird, I know, but I'm telling my truth. So, to get back into another shape, get back into, try to I can't believe I'm telling y'all this. 90% of y'all ain't listening to this, no way, so it don't matter. But anyway, trying to regrow my hair is going to be a thing. And it's not like I needed to be full, but I need to not die with like a bald spot. Like, it's not happening. But look, when you're a 37-year-old black man with a little bit of extra weight on you, sometimes it happens. So, I'm definitely trying to recalibrate my life, and Busta just put me onto a path, and I'm really excited because it comes at a good time. Again, we are 2 days a fucking way from this, and hopefully by the time this ends up coming out, it will be 1, but still, I'm super excited. All right, so moving on to our last article before we move on to a great again. I lost the article, that's why I stalled. There it is. Okay. Jay-Z launches his very own cannabis line called Monogram. I don't know if I like that. Jay-Z just launched Monogram, his very own line of cannabis. CNN reports, you could say that Jay-Z is on fire. That's some white shit. To be blunt, again, some white shit. There's not much that this Grammy Award winning billionaire rapper and entrepreneur doesn't have his hands in. From streaming services founder to music executive to memoir writer, the 50-year-old is adding yet another title to his repertoire. Jay-Z and Pharrell teamed up for the new song Enterprise. No, I don't care about that part. A playlist entitled Monogram Sounds from the Grove Room was also released the week on Jay-Z's streaming service platform Tidal. That's got Bob Marley, The Beatles, and Rihanna. Okay, that was a get high ass playlist. That's the motherfucking music that you get high to, okay? Bob Marley, The Beat. Yo, I don't smoke no more, but let me tell you something. If I did, The Beatles, nigga. Let me tell you, alright, so if I had a get high playlist, yes, I would definitely do Bob Marley, The Beatles. For me, I would have to do maybe... See, it is really weird on my Rihanna situation. At best, I probably would have to do Loud because Loud is one of my favorites, and to get me to the different places that I would need to be in that playlist. And then also Erykah Badu, You Can't Use My Phone, that mixtape, bruh. Allow yourself to be high and listen to. I think I have said that before. Like, I haven't smoked in God knows how long at this particular point, but when I tell you, sonically, the sound, you want to talk about a vibration that will go through your fucking body. So yeah, that is dope. A high profit industry, although this is the first official line of cannabis with Khalifa. Jay-Z joined the company in 2019 as the chief brand strategist. Nigga, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we think this is a sea of change in terms of visibility of the industry. Dennis O'Malley, chief executive officer of Khalifa, told CNN Business, we took his partnership with a lot of responsibility, a lot of humility, a lot of accountability moving forward. While it remains federally illegal, more than half of U.S. states have legalized medical marijuana, with some of those allowing recreational use. I can't spell or read today. While plans to expand the cannabis industry went up in smokes because of the pandemic, others expect that more states could legalize marijuana in 2021. In the meantime, there are more familiar names who have taken a hit of the weed industry. Again, this is a white ass article. Snoop Dogg, Whoopi Goldberg, and even Martha Stewart all have their own strands. Okay, I'm here for that. Like I said, I would rather that weed be legalized because, let me tell you something. you ain't gonna do shit but get high, get the munchies, and probably sit the fuck down. And see, I think the fear of weed not fully being legalized means that you may or may not need other drugs. Like, yo, a lot of times, a lot of people are like, yo, I smoke for my anxiety. Perfect. If this causes you not to throw your car off a bridge, absolutely. And I'm saying it jokingly, but understandably, like, yo, people that have anxiety will do a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying to you? But if it keeps you mellow, it keeps you where you need to be, and it keeps you in good harmony and balance, so be it. I do not, because, and this may be the weirdest thing, and this is probably why I haven't in so long. When I do smoke like that, it takes me to a dark place. So, which is weird. So, which in turn means I need to, either find my balances, my sativas, or whatever, if I chose to go back into that. I just think that for me, it just, like, I'll start breathing slow and just, like, I don't know. For me, it doesn't do that for me. Like, and everybody's effect is a little different. So, shout out to all my weed heads. If you smoke it the fuck up. 420 will be around the corner. It'll be 4/20/21. Look at that. 4/20/20/21. So I'm here for all of that. I just don't think I can partake in that particular way like I used to when I was younger. Now, I was like, fuck it, we gonna smoke every day. No, absolutely not. All right, so moving on. I can't believe we getting there. Okay. I got another album that I want to do. I need to like put a bell or something right in this situation or something. I don't know. But I got another album that I want to do. It's one of my favorites, so you know what that means. It's up in the case. It's not on... That's a shame. It's not on the... in the book. The main reason that I have not flipped open the book, to be honest with you, is because, number one, where I have it located in this room, I just don't feel like moving it. Because it's heavy, and then there's some other stuff that's sitting on top of it. So once I put the other bookshelf up, maybe I'll go into it and find some other stuff. Because there are other gems in it, like there are, but I know that there were some classics up there that I just needed to touch on first, and they've gotten me through the weeks. And trust me, there's so much more that we can go on to. But I have realized that there are some albums that have been slept on, and I'm just like, oh. What we doing? Okay. But this one is not one of them. This one is by my mans, the GOAT himself, Todd Smith, Mr. Smith, LL Cool J. Mr. Smith is the 6th studio album by American hip-hop recording artist LL Cool J, released November 21st, 1995 by Def Jam. The album was certified double platinum, in the US by the RIAA. So how classic is this album? This album has received from many critically acclaims of 4.5, at least out of 6 stars. So, already moving in a good direction. Okay, first off, note that Mr. Smith is a track master, produced 7 out of 12 tracks, and thus it has great beats, which are commercial and contemporary. The commercial appeal was necessary after the 14 Shots of Doom, which was more street and less successful than hoped for. However, Uncle L doesn't forget the street entirely and has a great track from Easy Mo B, who had just produced some great tracks for Biggie's Ready to Die album, which we had talked about. Last, we have to mention Rashid Smith, who produced one of the 3 big hits on Mr. Smith. Loungin', Who Do You Love, which is one of 2 platinum singles on Mr. Smith. This one being the most successful with 1.3 million sold in the US. Loungin' was my shit. And mind you, that was the original version without Total. So the intro. is a really neat and mellow instrumental piece, which is a really unique and cool way to begin a hip-hop album. Then LL jumps into the track on the album, Make It Hot, which is really cool beat reminiscent of Dr. Dre, but produced by the Trackmasters. It's not a banging way to start off the album, but it works, and it works as well nonetheless. The next track, Hip Hop, is really dope. It's another track by Trackmasters, produced, and lyrically, LL pays respect to all hip-hop legends from back in the day. The track is really nice, it has a great flow, and it is a tribute to hip-hop. Then you have songs like Hey Lover by LL Cool J, another platinum song from the Mr. Smith album. Hey Lover is the first hit on the album, and it features R&B group Boyz II Men on the chorus, while Trackmasters once again handle production. This is a great instrumental with deep bass, silky guitar licks, and smooth keyboard notes. Lyrically, LL does a great job, as always, when he handles the subject of love with such a style and grace that no one else can handle. And despite what some critics say, this side and his battling style are equally important components to his greatness. So, Hey Lover, I remember, I'm going to take a side note right there. I remember when Hey Lover came out, and that's when they had my cousins and them had the purses that were like stuffed teddy bears and shit. But like you could, that was a weird time. I'm not even going to bring out all of that, but I do remember them having them. I do remember that. And like, that was a thing, like having the teddy bear, putting all your stuff in it, and there was a whole purse. And it looked like a teddy bear, which is weird. Which is funny because I think like MCM later on readopted that, but it's so cool. But I do remember that in that video. But yes, LL Cool J in a Hey Lover situation was our late 90s version to I Need Love to his late 80s version. You know, that was just him bringing it back one more time, and I was like, yeah, okay. And Boyz II Men, who were fucking phenomenal and hot at the time. What? Pfft, you couldn't tell us nothing. We ain't know. All right. Then the second single on the album was Doing It. We doing it. Wow. Controversy to follow that. We will talk about that in a second. Which sold, if they don't mention it, which I don't think they do, with Gold. An interesting fact is that the beat is originally intended for the Notorious B.I.G.'s Life After Death album. On Doing It, LL teams up with female songstress LaShawn. The beat is great, is a great courtesy of Rasheed Smith. Overall, a cool concept song, and the beat flows perfectly for the dance floor and Jeeps alike. Next, okay, before we go into that, before we go into that, one of the other things that is very clear, and he was actually in litigation for this for a little bit, was the fact that the girl LaShawn that was actually on there was none of the girls that rapped the verses. And it was one of those things where it was almost like a Missy Elliott thing. So, when Missy Elliott did, Raven Simone, she did a verse on Raven Simone's little thing when, Raven Simone was a kid. And she did, That's What, Girls Are Made For. They completely took Missy out and put a whole nother person in to rap Missy's part. And I was like, yo, that's correct. And left Missy's voice on there and everything, which is funny for another reason, but I'll tell y'all that at another time. Let's see. So, all right. Next we have Life As, produced by Easy Mo B, Ready to Die, which is a great real hip hop track with LL dropping hardcore flows reminiscent of 14 Shots of Doom. It's great to hear LL kick old school boasting lyrics, and he does a really great job showing that he still has it in him to drop bomb lyrics. And I feel like this is written by a white boy too, but that's okay. Keeping in line with previous songs, LL Cool J blazes the mic on the hardcore Trackmaster produced I Shotcha. Let me tell you. Also, one of my other favorite songs, because there's the remix to it, and I think we will get to that as well, which ended up on the album. It is one of my fucking favorites, and it was my first introduction to Foxy Brown, and I love it. Anyway, even though, looking back, Foxy's like 15, 16, and I don't think looking back at it, I don't think she should have been saying some of the things that she was saying, but that's me being grown now at this point. Keeping in line with the previous song, LL Cool J blazes. Okay, I said it. With I Shotcha, showing his most vicious side on this menacing beat. Keith Murray joins in on the chorus, but really carries the song on his shoulders. This beat shows the Trackmaster's greatness. They can produce commercial beats with underground sounds, a quite amazing feat. CD and label. Okay. Alright, so next, we have the title track, Mr. Smith, which is a quite underwhelming coming after such a barrage of hits. It's a good song, quite melodious, and could have been in 14 Shots also because it sounds slightly dated for 1995. The next track, No Airplay, starts out with a shout out session with a lot of chicken heads shouting out their boyfriends. I remember that. Then the actual track comes in and gets and it's great soulful beat from Chad Elliott. And we have LL kicking some mean battle lyrics as usual. Uncle even drops some of the tongue twisters that Big L and Jay-Z were doing around the same time. Yes. So, moving into it, let's see. What else? We got Doing It. Life Has Fortune I Shotcha. Okay. So then, you also have track 10, which is Loungin', featuring Terry and Monica, another one of these sexy songs that makes you crave. That's what it is here, although I do like the fact that LL Cool J and Rashid sampled the I'll Be Sure 1998 hit single Night and Day, along with Terry and Monica. Okay, so I remember that. So that Loungin' for number 10 is the original track to it. It then later gets the total remix when they do the Bad Boy remix of it, which I love. And track 11 was Hollis to Hollywood. Track 12 was God Bless. 13 was Get That Dope on Them. You have 14, which was a prelude. Then you get to my favorite. I had to kind of fast forward to this because this is my part. Track 15, I Shot Your Remix, featuring Prodigy, Fat Joe, Foxy Brown, and Keith Murray. This is honestly a classic remix that a variety of East Coast rappers did. Good is not a word. Phenomenal. Everybody killed it. When my bitch come in with thug niggas get these mixed the chicks, I don't even know what the fuck that means, but I loved it. But let's see. Okay, so there's always been a debate about this remix. The question is, who had the best verse? I Shot You. Okay, personally, I give it to Fox, but this particular person gave it to Prodigy. Coming through and being a brutal lyricist and aggressive, I would have to give it to Prodigy too. I ain't gonna lie, cause yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I might have to give it to Prodigy too. So y'all go back and listen to I Shot Your Remix and tell me who the best one was on it. I love Fox part, of course. I love Fat Joe's part, which killed me. But let's see, Prodigy coming through and being brutally lyrical and aggressive on his guest feature. He never disappoints me, really. Prodigy's verse. I conversate with many men. It's time to begin again. Forgot what I already knew. Ayo, you hear me, friend? Illuminati wants your mind, soul, and your body. Secret society trying to keep their eye on me. But I'ma stay incognito in places they can't find me. Make my move strategically. The God is sort of similar but iller than a chess player. I use my thinker in coincidence with my blinker. While you wonder what we saying on the record's real. Yeah, you motherfucking right, kid, you know the deal. My mob is infamous, just like the fucking the title read. Oh, wait a minute, sorry, just like the title read. You get backslapped so hard, make your nose bleed. Some deaf kids feeling guilty about this space shit. The truth hurts, baby girl, so just face it. But anyway, back to the real side of things. My niggas slinging crack rock and wearing diamond rings. Not only is it inside the songs that we sing, everything is real, not just the song that we sing. From my life to the paper very accurately, give you all of my two, so maybe you can three. Prodigy will forever SHNIE. My shit attracts millions like the moon attracts the sea. How dare you ever in your life walk past me without acknowledging me as God? I shot your faggot ass. Sorry, had to use it. It was in there. But it's my favorite. It is my favorite track. It is definitely one of my favorite tracks. So, Mr. Smith in general. It is a dope-ass album. It spawned and birthed so many great visuals. It spawned and birthed just the way that we look at hip-hop in a certain kind of way. I already talked about that. I can remember waiting for those videos. Like, yo, it's a new LL video. Shout out to Tiana Taylor for doing this. Speaking of which, real quick before I go, because Tiana Taylor actually did one of her videos, and her video was the Doing It video, but it was her playing LL Cool J's role. Speaking of which, I love all of you, every single one of you, all of my people. All of my people that go ahead and send me such brilliantness. But I am going to play it if I can find it, because I think that this was just a moment. And I'm going to play it because who going to see me? Nobody. On the grand when he sit in the crowd. This like this what you make it right down. Hold on. You know what? Actually, let's do this. Nope, I guess I'm not going to play. Anyway, I might. Who knows? I don't know. If I can find the original. Okay, here we go. I want to be down. I've been up for a while. It look better on the grand when he sit in the crowd. This life is what you make it, ride that wave and don't drown. We wear jewelry while we naked, making songs with the sound. Good morning while you're yawning, get it on it. You know me, shooter of the year, home video for fans only. Couple bands in my hands while we rolling. Tell them hold it, leave my shit in the front. Then kick the door in, have my swag, still my staff, I get last laugh. Text the group, bitches lit, I just snap back. Black tights, Jordan 3s, and a snapback with a starter jacket before you bitches have swag. If I'm coming how I'm coming, I don't half-ass, cause R&B I'll leave the favorite in the trash bag. Live. The tone is what I said it. If you want it, come and get it. Don't forget it. As I combine
out the jewels from the mind. Poetic, profound, and lyrically inclined. Spiritually aligned, cause it's all by design. You can follow behind, but you can't cheat the grind. It's that rhythm and blues, pain, emotional hues. They just misuse it with unethical views. It's for professional use. This only stem from the roots. I'm just enjoying the fruits, and I don't usually flex. I could if I wanted to, but I'll make an exceptional. Filipina queen, my money green like vegetable. Who the first black woman to own a festival? Barbie without the plastic, a classic collectible. Young and respectable, shady, they skeptical. Say a prayer, Breonna Taylor seemed intentional. Black queens with dreams, beautiful, exceptional. Say you wanna be down, but still ain't the rest of them though.
My waist too small, my face too cute, my game too strong, your man too close, he on my phone about these bills, put mommy on the phone, he ain't never coming home. Look, I'm about to go in, I'ma get inside these bitches head like a sew-in, I'ma lace the track in the front, make it blend in, pull that shit back so the glue ain't showing on the track, I'm hoeing, hose pipe flowing, about to build a little flower bed he can grow in, got a mothership, we can head to the store in, about the world streaming, baby, I'ma keep flowing, bitch, I'm from the hood, wish it would, saw your in the club, looking good, I'm a boss and a worker, keep a tight circle, last name Bardu, first name Urkel. I want to be going through, I wanna be down. After 2020 division, year 2020, I went with my intuition. Black females, we gon' flourish in these conditions. Border front line, not in your kitchen, I'm on a mission. B7 out now, go streaming for all your feelings. Blessed to finally see it completed and not deleted. From saving all the waving by the polar, I'm genius. With global climate rising, I keep it cool like anemic. Said I love you, then I mean it. Ain't no half in between it. Had to look inside that mirror to understand what a queen is. Trying to teach my mini-me that our skin is not a weakness. Can't just settle at the surface, cause that trauma cut the deepest. Know you beautiful and black, go be proud. Always trust in God, your higher self, take that vow. And if they say the sky is the limit, then buy a cloud. And if they can't see us as an equal, they not allowed.
Okay, I just wanted to say that made me happy. I know that had nothing to do with the whole LL Cool J situation, but I was thanking everyone who had tagged me in it, because so many people tagged me in it, and that just showed my love for hip hop. But I said that because of the fact that I went on to the Tiana Taylor situation, and so that was Tiana Taylor, her, Erykah Badu, and Brandy rapping at the end that killed it. Like, Brandy, I'm not mad at you at all. I love it. I actually love when Brandy raps, though. People fail to realize she's done it several times. I do appreciate when she raps. I don't know about them damn poems, but again, to each his own. But I just wanted to say that thank you for everyone who sent that to me. Like, I have gotten that post like 6 times today. And I'm like, yo, I love it, because that means people understand my love for hip hop, my love for female hip hop. Because again, I love when the guys do they thing, and of course we've always put it on, but I just like a different perspective every now and again. So anyway, wrapping up the LL situation, I know I just like threw that in the middle of it, but if not, I was going to lose my train of thought. I love this Mr. Smith album. The one thing that I loved about it was, and the reason why I know it's so forward and backwards like that, is because of the fact that my stepmother had us listening to that. You see, here's the thing, what y'all kids don't understand is we had CD books, okay? And so we only had a few. And my stepmother and my father, they was buying the music at the point. We wasn't going out and buying the music. And granted, they were roughly in their 30s and 40s, so it was still, they were still, and they still are, let's be clear. But they was definitely in touch and in tune with what was going on in the streets at that time, so we played it. So we played that, and we played Keith Sweat to death at the time. But we definitely played Mr. Smith over and over and over again. And that was on our ride and our trip all the way down to North Carolina, which was a long trip. Minus the fact that we had to sleep in the Plantation Hotel. That is a story for another day. But Yo, without LL, there would be nothing. And mind you, I'm talking about the 6th studio album. Like, we're not even talking about the beginning. We're not even talking about, like, the end with, like, 13 and shit like that. Like, we're not talking about that. We're talking about something dead in the middle that created the sound of hip-hop that birthed so many artists that we weren't getting at the time. Where you had Mobb Deep, you had Prodigy, you had Foxy, you had Joe, which people weren't even realizing that Joe had been on. People didn't even realize that Joe gave Pun his start, where we celebrate Pun so heavily, but realizing that Joe been in this game forever. You know what I'm saying to you? So shout out to Fat Joe, an amazing person. You know what I'm saying? Just an amazing talent. Like, if it wasn't for you, a lot of this shit wouldn't happen. Let's be very clear. Trackmasters killed it. Trackmasters has always been on the top of their game. And also, I will say the Trackmasters is the soundtrack of my life. Because there are so many projects. And we'll do it in the weeks to come that literally all have Trackmasters handprints on them as well. But yeah, so that's the show for this week. You know what I'm saying to you? I appreciate y'all for listening to me rant. And yes, I was mad about the Birkin. And yes, I was mad about the bag. Bitch, sometimes it be like that. I don't give a fuck. But don't forget that you can find me. So stupid. I'm so dumb. Don't forget that you can find me on SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, Google Music, YouTube Music. Don't forget you'll need your Google Player. You can find me on Apple Music too, but you need to make sure you have your Apple Player for your podcast. You know, specifically for your podcast. Click the likes on those. I need those. Don't forget about the YouTube channel. Come and support your boy's YouTube channel. I'm bringing you these dope interviews because I believe in those interviews. I will say it again. I don't know if I said it last week, but I'm saying it again this week for the last time more into his interview. Kojo said something to me that made me think. And it was because I was getting back in the booth and I was working on, you know, something for a craft. And he made me think. He was like, yo, the reason why we like doing those interviews with you is because of the fact that you take the time to do the work and do the energy, and you've always made it feel like, yo, you was already on top now, and you had your own show now, and everybody, yeah, I think like that. I think like, yo, the longer term, yo, at this particular small juncture on my YouTube page, there may only be 20 of you guys that really look at this shit. But 20, I'd rather play to the 20 of you that have been down from day one than to worry about millions of people later that, one, I'm not ever going to be able to touch completely like that. I hope what I do makes a difference. I hope that you understand that there's somebody that shows love for hip-hop out here, for this music, for this genre, and not just hip-hop. Let's be clear. I love all type of genre, but this is my main birthplace. This is what I love. This is what I love to do. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying to you? And I'm a motivator. So, you know, if I find any purpose in life, it is that I'm a motivator. Aside from that, I think that is pretty much about it. Yeah. So, Fear, false evidence appearing real. It's only real in your mind if you make it real in your mind. And LL made one hell of an album to make it real. I don't know if I got some new stuff that is actually in the works. Me and FDA Kenny will talk about the new music. Me and Kojo, we'll talk about FDA Kenny's will be the following Friday. But this Friday, we will be talking to Kojo. So make sure that y'all tune in. You must tune in, because I can guarantee that this is going to be fucking phenomenal. And all of his projects, everything that he's working on, everything that he's worked through, he's got a lot going on. And I'm so very, 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 very proud. And then we'll discuss some good stuff with FDA Kenny, and I'm gonna try to figure out what my next guest will be for the next 3 weeks. Let's find out. Anyway, now y'all just tuned in to Kicking It With Young Smooth. Now, don't you feel better about it? You know what? I think you do. Alright, y'all, peace. And I'm out.
Soaking up.